Yesterday we spoke about the relationship side of evangelism by becoming mates with people and them seeing Jesus in you. Today I want to talk about inviting people along the church, being an inviter to church. You know, when I worked in Holden's, our church had the opportunity to hire out a cinema, and we showed the movie The Passion of the Christ. And so we had tickets to give away, and I invited 10 guys from Holden's to come with me and watch The Passion of the Christ, the life of Jesus. Probably 7 came along to it, and we sat in the cinema there and we watched the story of Jesus on the big screen. I'm looking over at these burly blokes from Holden sitting there, some of them with tears in their eyes, as watching the things that Jesus went through for them, and they're tearing up. Of course, they totally denied that, but it touched them, you know. And no one got saved that night, but the seed was planted, I believe. By inviting someone along, they were able to hear the gospel message. I didn't have to say a thing, and a seed was planted in their life. 1 Corinthians 3:6-8 talks about one sows, one water, and God reaps the reward. It takes the pressure off of us, doesn't it? And I want to take the pressure off you today by saying this: it's not your job to get people saved. It's the Holy Spirit's job to get people saved. Your job is to proclaim the good news, the gospel, and you can do that by inviting people to church. The fantastic thing about the invitational approach is that you may not have the words to say. You might be a new Christian. You may not be comfortable publicly speaking, but you can invite someone along. Now, if you look at our church, for instance, we have many things on during the week that you can invite people to. There's men's events, there's women's programs, there's marriage course, dads for kids, all these things that you can invite people to. You may not have the right words to say, but the person at the front will have. The other thing about it, of course, is it might be just the thing they need to hear at that time. It takes the pressure off us, but it's not your job to get people saved. It's your job to proclaim the good news to people. You never know what will happen when you invite someone along the church. I know some of those guys now are saved and are Christians. Now, it wasn't just because of that movie. It was because the seed was planted. It was one gear in the cog, so to speak. We all have different gifts, and tomorrow I want to share about 5 different evangelism gifts and ways of evangelism that I want you to think about and think which one is closest to best suit your lifestyle. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. See you then.